The first 24 hours of collapse don't look like a movie. There's no dramatic soundtrack, no slow motion fireballs. It's quieter than that. It's confusion. It's phones not connecting. It's traffic lights blinking dead. It is the moment you realize the system you trusted isn't coming back online anytime soon. And in that silence, you will make 7 decisions that quietly determine whether you stabilize or spiral. The first decision is whether you move or stay. Your instinct will scream at you to go somewhere. Anywhere. Drive to family. Flee the city. Beat the crowds. That instinct feels smart. It feels proactive. But here is what physics and history tell us. Movement during sudden systemic failure creates choke points. Roads jam. Fuel disappears. Accidents multiply. During major blackouts and natural disasters, most early injuries happen during unnecessary movement. Panic converts highways into parking lots, and a stationary vehicle in a gridlock is just a steel box with limited air, limited fuel, and no options. If you are already in a relatively secure shelter with water, walls, and supplies, staying put for the first 24 hours is often statistically safer. Structures don't panic, crowds do. This works because uncertainty is highest at the beginning. Information is fragmented. By staying still, you allow the chaos to expose itself before you commit to a direction. The first day is about observation, not heroics. The second decision is whether you consume or conserve. The human brain under stress burns glucose at an accelerated rate. Cortisol rises. Your appetite may spike or disappear entirely. Many people respond by stress eating, stress drinking, stress using. They open everything at once just in case. That is the fastest way to shorten your timeline. Water is your real currency. You can survive weeks without food, but only days without water. And in collapse, municipal water pressure often fails within hours once backup generators run dry. The mistake most people make is assuming the tap will work tomorrow. Fill every container you have immediately. Bathtubs, pots, buckets. This works because water systems depend on electrically powered pumps and pressure gradients. No power means gravity-fed reserves empty quickly. Food should be rationed by caloric density and shelf stability, not comfort. You are not planning dinner, you are planning metabolic endurance. High protein, high fat items extend satiety and stabilize blood sugar. This reduces panic-driven decision making. Biology doesn't care about your cravings. It cares about fuel efficiency. The third decision is whether you broadcast your fear. In the first hours, information becomes addictive. You refresh feeds, you call everyone, you announce what you think is happening, but uncertainty spreads faster than facts, and fear is contagious. There's a concept in behavioral psychology called emotional contagion. Humans unconsciously mirror the stress levels of those around them. If you project panic, you amplify it in your household and your neighborhood. Instead, you control your tone before you control your supplies. Speak slower than you feel. Move slower than you want. Calm behavior signals safety to the primitive brain, reducing impulsive reactions in others. This isn't motivational fluff, it's neurology. The amygdala responds to perceived threat cues. You can either escalate your group's stress response or dampen it. Silence can also be security. Broadcasting that you are stocked, prepared, or frightened paints a target. On day 1, most people are still decent. By day 3, desperation changes equations. You don't need to lie, you just don't need to advertise. The fourth decision is light discipline. When power fails at night, darkness becomes the new normal. If you are the only home glowing like a lighthouse, you have just announced resources. In blackout conditions, the human eye adapts to low light within 20 to 30 minutes as rhodopsin regenerates in the retina. This gives people surprising visibility in darkness. Your bright LED lantern in the window can be seen from far farther away than you think. Use minimal interior lighting. Block windows. Redirect light downward. This works because contrast attracts attention more than brightness alone. A single illuminated structure in an otherwise dark grid becomes a focal point. You want invisibility, not visibility. The fifth decision is whether you trust the first story you hear. In collapse, narratives compete before facts arrive. It was a cyber attack. It was a solar flare. It was war. It was sabotage. Your brain craves a cause because causes imply solutions. But premature conclusions create premature reactions. If you believe it's invasion, you might flee. If you believe it's temporary, you might relax too soon. Instead, gather multiple independent signals. Are emergency services responding? Are aircraft grounded? Are neighboring regions affected? Pattern recognition beats rumor absorption. The first explanation is rarely the most accurate. Cognitive biases, especially confirmation bias, intensify under stress. You will seek the story that fits your existing worldview. Resist that. Survival favors skepticism. The sixth decision is whether you prepare for nightfall as if help isn't coming tomorrow. Daylight gives false reassurance. You can see, you can move, you can problem solve. Night compresses space and expands fear. Temperatures drop, visibility shrinks, sound carries differently. Many accidents and confrontations happen after dark simply because humans are diurnal creatures with limited night capability. Secure entry points before sunset. Establish a bathroom plan if plumbing fails. Set a watch schedule if you're in a group. Charge remaining batteries while you still can. Once the sun sets, your margin for error shrinks dramatically. This works because human reaction time and depth perception decrease in low light environments. Preparation during daylight reduces nighttime improvisation. The seventh decision is the hardest, whether you accept that normal is gone. Denial is comfortable. It'll be fixed by morning. Maybe it will, but acting as if it won't gives you an advantage without costing you hope. Psychological resilience depends on rapid adaptation. Studies in disaster response consistently show that those who reframe quickly, who say, "This is the new reality, now what?" experience lower long-term stress and make clearer decisions. Acceptance is not surrender. It is strategic clarity. On day one, violence is rare, but confusion is everywhere. Most people are still processing. Law enforcement is stretched but present. Supply chains haven't fully snapped yet. This is the quiet window. The decisions you make here compound. If you overextend, overshare, overconsume, or overreact, you shrink your options for day two. Collapse does not kill with drama. It kills with small mistakes stacked on top of each other, leaving when you didn't need to, drinking what you should have stored, turning on a light that drew attention, believing rumors that moved you into danger, ignoring the coming night. The uncomfortable truth is that survival on the first day is less about gear and more about restraint. Restraint in movement, restraint in consumption, restraint in speech, restraint in belief, restraint in visibility. You don't need to be the strongest person on the block. You need to be the most deliberate, because while everyone else is reacting to the collapse, you are observing it. While they are burning calories on panic, you are storing them. While they are flooding the roads, you are fortifying your ground. And when day two arrives, and it will arrive colder, quieter, and more revealing, you will still have options. Day one decides whether you enter the collapse as prey or as a strategist. And the difference between those two isn't luck. It's the 7 choices you make when the lights first go out.